Hi everyone, welcome to another Mindful Monday. Today I wanted to talk about challenging negative thoughts. In past videos, I have talked about the importance of challenging negative thoughts. And I thought that today would be a good opportunity to sort of break down what I really mean by that and what is meant by that in the whole mental health field. Now, challenging negative thoughts is exactly what it sounds like. So basically, every one of us has a set thought pattern, a way that we look at things. So when we have these certain negative thoughts that come up, often our tendency is, if we're not self aware, we just sort of take that negative feeling or that thought and we stuff it. We keep it to ourselves, or if we're the sort that is more expressive, we may express it outward to others, maybe with people we trust or people that are close to us, or maybe sometimes those who are not close to us. So today we are going to talk a little bit about having that self-awareness and understanding that, oh, this is a negative thought. So what do I do with this negative thought? So challenging negative thoughts starts with recognizing which thought you want to challenge in the first place. So after you figure out what thought it is, the next step would be is discovering if there is evidence for this thought and is there evidence against this thought. So let's say it's an example like, let's see, let's pick a good one. I'm driving along and a car cuts me off and it is a BMW, or they didn't signal and it is a BMW. Okay, so the thought right away would be, okay, this guy just cut me off, or this lady just cut me off, and who do they think they are? They just must think that they don't have to follow the rules because they're driving a BMW, and they've just got the money and they don't seem to care about the rules or other people's safety. Okay, so those are the thoughts. So the first question would be, what evidence do we have for this thought? All right, so what evidence do we have for it? Well, they cut me off, they didn't signal. That would be the evidence for it. What evidence do we have against it? Well, do I really know everything that goes along with this scenario? Could they have been distracted? It has nothing to do with whether they wanted to obey the law or not. Could they have been distracted? Um, could they be in a hurry? Is something going on that they feel is important? Maybe his wife is in labor. Maybe he's rushing to a work meeting. Maybe he thought that he had signaled when he completely forgot to, for something completely unrelated to what I was thinking, that, oh, he's just not obeying the law. Okay, so in a sense, it's almost practicing mercy, practicing the act of mercy towards somebody else, but understanding that there are facts, there's evidence that will argue towards my belief that, oh yes, he's just, an entitled rich person that just cut me off or didn't signal, and and that's why they did that, versus, oh, what evidence do I have against it? Well, I don't really have all of the facts. I don't really know how rich this person really is. We don't know if somebody gave them the BMW. We don't know if they're renting it. We don't know if it belongs to somebody else, right? So that would be a start. Then from there, we're looking at, is the situation black or white? Is it a straight black and white situation with my thought, or is it more complicated? Is there gray? I think that you'll agree with the past comments and the little snippets that I've just discussed, that it looks a little bit more complicated when you really break it down. The thought is not addressing, is it wrong to cut somebody off, because then it would be a very black and white situation in accordance with the law and also safety. The thought was addressing, oh, the person cut me off, rich people cut off other people, people who drive BMWs are rich, they have no respect for other people. That was essentially the thought. So once we understand that there's more to our thoughts, we're able to start challenging it. The other question that we could ask ourselves to challenge our negative thoughts is, would someone else interpret the situation in the same way? Would they think that, would they also think, oh, that's a rich person who doesn't respect me or doesn't care about my safety? Would they interpret it that way? Would they look at it as, oh, no sweat off my back, we're safe? So sometimes, what is the positive outcome? What could come out of this that's positive? right? So, okay, I'm safe. We're safe. So it might not have been the right thing for them to do. I don't really fully understand the situation, but I'm thankful that I am safe. So you can see that these are quick ways to be able to challenge negative thoughts that pop up in your mind and sort of really weigh in on, is this something I really want to hold against my day, really? Because often what happens is something goes wrong for like 2 minutes or 5 minutes, and then the whole day we're thinking about how we're having an awful day, or we don't know how to handle a specific situation, and we can't seem to get rid of the thoughts because the feelings swell up and we're not able to properly process the thoughts. So I hope that this guide will help you. I know it's a little bit longer today, but it's a lot to cover. Other quick questions that you can ask is, what would someone else think about the situation? Did I get this thought from someone else? Was this belief passed down from someone else, or is it mine? If it was passed down from someone else, like let's say my parents taught me that, or my driving instructor taught me this, made these comments, are they reliable? Is it a reliable source for the specific topic that we're discussing? And lastly, is it a likely scenario or is it a worst case scenario? So the example that I gave today was very sort of like a shallow one, I suppose, but it's an everyday one. You're going to find that this model will be very helpful in more complicated issues and maybe help you dig further and discover more truths about yourself, more issues, and practice more self awareness, where you realize that maybe the things that we're reacting to are not really about what we're really reacting to. It could be a lot deeper, but on surface, in terms of thoughts and negative thoughts and patterns and behaviors, this is a great way to sort of have a quick checklist, which I will put together for you on Thoughtful Thursday, and then you can sort of have a little aid. But I hope that this was informative and helpful, and that you will start challenging your negative thought patterns. Have a great week, and until next Mindful Monday.